What's up, CFM? It's Coach Matt with our Monday workout. This should be a fun one, pretty simple today. We're gonna start off with 3 rounds through of a really basic warm up, just some jumping jacks, get 20 reps, but I do want to prep a little bit of jumping, so that means lower extremities, the foot, the ankle, the Achilles, because we're gonna do that as part of our superset in the workout. All right, next is knee hugs. So just pull that knee to your chest. Do as much of this with your hip flexor as possible, and don't just grab your knee right here and yank it to your chest, but try to pull all the way to your chest with your hip flexor, kind of like that band reverse squat that we did. Hip flexors and lower abdominals are super important. All right, going through next is quad pull. So alternate legs for 8 reps total. Warm up set of squats, back squats today. So stand up underneath it when we do our squats. Think about if you need a depth check, that's fine, but try to find a consistent depth. And ideally it is the hip crease below the top of the knee, your pockets below your knees, and then standing to full extension, squeezing the butt with a neutral braced spine the entire time, okay? That is our warm up, our band Palloff press is next. So 20 seconds on each side. So I'm gonna start with the band is interlaced, or my fingers are interlaced with the band in between it. And I'll start with my hands tucked tight to my chest, and then I'll stand out from the rig. So I've got a little bit of tension on my hands, and then the further I push away from my chest, the more tension that builds. Now if I have too much tension, I'm way out here and I can't hold it and I twist off to the side, I've taken away from the benefit of the exercise. So the benefit of the exercise is stressing out the muscles in a symmetric position with an asymmetric load, right? So if I have an asymmetric position and an asymmetric load, then I'm just like trying to get strong in a weird position. I want to try to be strong in a balanced power stance, right? So I get just the right amount of tension and then press out into that tension, and then it's chin, chest, hips, and hands. So all of this in one straight line. I should look like a mirror image from left to right if I can, all right? 20 seconds on the left and then flip around 20 seconds on the right. The angle that the band makes relative to my body should be 90 degrees, right? So if I have this imaginary arrow sticking straight out of my chest, the band should make a right angle to that arrow. It should not be tighter, that is smaller than 90 degrees, right? And that is wider than 90 degrees, so I want to be right at 90 degrees, okay? All right, that is it for the warm-up. We're going to go into the workout, the strength portion, 5 sets of 6, 3 more weeks until our max out, right? So we're going down from 6s, then we're going to do 3s and 4s, and then 1s and 2s, and then a max out week, right? But in between this, we're still going to work on some of our contrast training, right? So this is an explosive movement paired with a heavy movement. We've been doing a lot of this. If jumping significantly like this, you can't even see me. If jumping like this is challenging for you because of your knees or your ankles, then I want you to do something like we've done in the past, like a 1 rep, like a max height wall ball shot, or throwing a slam ball over your head, right? You can still use dramatic and explosive hip extension without jumping and landing. So I know that a lot of people deal with, hey, let's say I got to replace knee, and that big high jump and landing is just not good for me anymore, right? Let's change it to something else that has explosive hip opening that you can do at a very high intensity for a very short amount of reps, right? So this is just 3 reps of a band assisted max height jump using both sides of the band, squatting down, jump, pull, jump, pull, jump, pull, right? And every time I'm trying to get as high as I possibly can, but I'm only doing 3 and then I'm walking away, right? Don't play with more of them. I know you're gonna want to, because it's a fun exercise and you get to fly a little bit. So it's a little bit of fun, but it also serves a purpose in helping you squat more and be more neurologically efficient. When we finish that, short, hot AMRAP, 8 minutes long, and we're gonna do 10 reps of each exercise. The first 2 are core, and the third is a basic kettlebell swing. So starting off with a grasshopper, so that's knee to opposite elbow, 10 and 10, lay down to the ground, 10 reps of a V sit-up, trying to hinge at the hips, up to your feet for 10 reps of American kettlebell swing. So that's all the way from the hips to the overhead position. And then repeat that sequence as many times as you can in 8 minutes. It should be a relatively high scoring sequence because the movements are all basic and easy and can be done quickly. So you should get very tired when you do this. It's that short duration, high intensity metabolic effect that we're looking for on that workout. That's it for Monday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.